Well, hi, this is Darryl Davis coming to you here to talk about designing a career worth smiling about. This is part of a series of sessions that we recorded for you, the real estate professional, because of the class action commission lawsuit that we find ourselves in. And what I want to talk to you about on this particular one is how perhaps this disruption is actually an opportunity and a good thing for us. And I'm not saying that as a motivational thing. As a matter of fact, I'm going to back it up with a lot of evidence in just a minute. You probably have heard the term in our industry about disruptors. You know, the disruptors come in and they shake stuff up. And they challenge the status quo. Some of us have experienced this in the real estate profession. We've experienced it in our personal life. Some of us might be married to a disruptor. And our kids can grow up in their teenage years, can certainly be disruptors. And but what I want to challenge you or to look at is that the problem that we see sometimes is when a disruptor gets into our industry, we panic, we focus on it, we get drained by it. But there's so many studies that have, or so many times in our careers or in our industry where we have found that it actually made us stronger. We have a policy, a philosophy in my company: breakdowns equal breakthroughs. And I'll tell you where we got that from is in one of my studies and research about analogies and business. I read something about test pilots in the armed services. Many years ago, I read about this. And what I was reading was very shocking to me because I didn't know this, that test pilots, their job in the armed services is when a new plane, a new piece of equipment gets created, invented, designed, that the test pilot's job is to get in that cockpit and push that plane beyond its limitations, beyond what it was designed to do, with a commitment to find a breakdown in the equipment. Can you imagine having that as a job? That your job is to break it, or at least find the breakdown in the equipment? And the reason why is because then what the scientists and the engineers do is they take that information, they tweak it, they improve it, they turn the breakdown into a breakthrough. The airplane becomes stronger and better because of it. And when you think about that, actually, it's impossible to have a breakthrough in life, in business, without first the precursor of the breakdown. Just like you can't have cold water without hot water. It is the hot that distinguishes the cold. If you didn't have hot water, it would just be water. Just like you can't have day without night. The front of my hand, or the front of my hand and the back of my hand. You wouldn't have heads without tails. You wouldn't have yin without yang. And you don't have a breakthrough without a breakdown. As a matter of fact, some businesses have actually written books about intentionally causing a breakdown in the business to turn it into a breakthrough, just like the test pilots. But the problem, and the reason why we this is maybe foreign to most of us, is because when we are in a breakdown, we focus on the breakdown. We get absorbed by it. Saying, oh my gosh, I'm going to lose business because of this. Oh my gosh, my day was not supposed to be like this, or this was not the plan I had in mind for myself. And oh, what am I going to do? And how am I going to fix this? And we get sucked into the breakdown. And for some of us, we stay stuck there for a while. Now, I want to suggest that when the breakdown happens, that stinks, and this is not how I was expecting it to go. Yeah, that's the initial reaction, but then quickly say, but there's an opportunity here. There's an opportunity for me to become stronger. There's an opportunity for me to learn from this. There's an opportunity to turn the breakdown into a breakthrough. And there is so much evidence in our industry where we have done exactly that every single time. Every single time there was a disruption, there was a breakdown, we had a breakthrough. Now, I've lived through many of these, and more times than not, it takes us longer than we should to get to the breakthrough. So I'm recording this to help us get quicker to the breakthrough. Let me show you times when we have had a disruption, and how we turned that into an opportunity and how we became stronger. So, for example, in the 1990s, the advent of the internet, up until that point, before the internet, listings were printed in books that were exclusive to just real estate agents. So the buyers, if they wanted to look at houses or get access to houses, they couldn't do it any other way but come to a real estate agent, to an office. And I'm telling you, every one of these examples I'm giving you, I lived through them. I remember when they used to be in books. Before the books, they were actually slips of papers that went into a little binder that you had to open up every week. It's crazy. And when this internet thing happened, oh my gosh, there were meetings at the convention, NAR, the brokers, they were panicking. There was conferences about it. There was committees created. And boy, oh boy, man, did we get stuck in the breakdown for a long time trying to figure out how because if it was on the internet, then the consumer wouldn't need to come to us anymore. Why would they need us? That was the big fear. Now we look back, it's silly because and it says, realtors feared the direct consumer access to listings would make their roles obsolete. However, the industry adapted, with agents becoming more of an expert advisor rather than just the gatekeeper. We became stronger out of this. Now, in the 2000s, when platforms like Zillow and Realtor.com and Truly and all these others, where they started aggregating, I'm sorry, I see it cut off there, listings and providing additional tools and information directly to the consumer. Again, we had the same fear. These platforms further demystified the home buying process, putting pressure on agents to provide additional value. The industry saw a shift towards customer service and expertise. Again, another breakdown turned into a breakthrough for us. The rise of the iBuyers and tech-driven brokers. Jeez, we're still looking at these iBuyers now. So, but not as much. Companies like Opendoor introducing iBuyer, using technology to make instant offers on homes, simplifying the selling process. The trend challenged traditional broker models and forced the industry to innovate. Some agents saw this as a threat while others embraced the change. More importantly, here's what came out of this with our coaching members, because we did training around these iBuyers, showing how these iBuyers, they're more iInvestors, because their commitment is not to get that homeowner the most amount of money. The commitment of those companies is get that house at the lowest possible price, because their business model is making money to make a profit on the back of the homeowner by flipping the property. They're flippers. They're iFlippers. And I'm not going to go into that seminar now. But what happened during that process, it made us stronger to understand the real value that we provide homeowners. It made us more passionate about why homeowners need us. It made us see the value that we bring to the table and how we don't overcharge. It made us better at communicating on the listing appointment our value. Number 5, the pandemic and the virtual showings. The pandemic restricted in-person showings. In some states, people couldn't leave the house, accelerating the adoption of virtual tours and online transactions. Despite initial fears, the real estate agent market saw significant growth during the pandemic, with agents quickly adopting virtual tools. During the pandemic, we were forced to get more tech savvy. You know who I'm talking to right now. It made us a stronger industry, the pandemic. So time and time again, who we have proven to be as real estate professionals is more than just resilient, not just getting by, but actually getting better. So I'm going to invite you to, as we hear more and more about this case and things that that come out from our companies about new policies and procedures about commissions, don't freak out. Don't worry that it's going to be the death to buyers and it's going to hurt buyers or it's going to hurt. Don't worry. Don't stay sucked into the breakdown. Look at the opportunity and look for the breakthrough. I'll leave you with this one last analogy. When you buy a box of pencils, they're always dull, right? They're flat. I don't have mine's sharp, but they're always flat. So what you have to do, so this pencil is not being used to its fullest abilities, its capabilities, until I put it into a pencil sharpener, and it's in the pencil sharpener. It is the friction that this pencil is going through that actually makes it more effective, that makes it sharp. It helps make the pencil be what the pencil was born to be. Anytime that you and I are faced with friction in our lives, in our business, it's making us sharper. It's making us more effective so we can be who we've been born to be. And for you, that's the real estate professional facilitating and helping coach your buyers and sellers on how to get to their next level. This is a good thing. We're going to become stronger. I hope this helped you. Please stay safe, stay focused. Don't forget to keep smiling. And remember, you're essential, that you make a difference.